All right, you wonderful weirdos. We have the opportunity to do another independent review, and this one's from Mathew Adkins, and it's called Beeswax. Now, first, quick backstory on this. I just picked this one out by luck. So I'm going through my YouTube channels, who's live and who's not, and somebody was interviewing this gentleman, and he was there. And man, I was just really digging. Like, he had this happy-go-lucky attitude with him. You know, sitting there working with the community and talking. I believe it was K-pop's channel, and I was like, man, okay, I'll reach out, see if I can't get this comic book and we'll review it. Which he was totally accepting of it, and hopefully he still will be after it. But got his comic book, bought it, liked it so much, or I was so impressed, I should say, that I actually ended up getting not only the comic book, but the ash can with it remarked, signed, the whole 9 yards, 10 to 50 of them, which is kind of cool. So I love, first off, right up off the bat, how eye-catching is that, right? Right? Great stuff. And we'll do the QR code live, see what that's about, see if it's a secret or not. So what is this comic book? So basically we have a gentleman by the name of Beeswax, and he has 2 bees that hang out with him. Apparently he kind of controls them, or maybe it's a mutual relationship. You don't really get that much information in the first issue. As a matter of fact, the first issue does a beautiful job of hooking you because you don't really understand what's going on, right? Because it's a big confusion mess of somebody doing something nefarious, somebody being accused of it, and somebody doing something horrible, like setting a house on fire with a child in it. All right, so as you would expect with the first issue, loads of first appearances in it, of course, because it's all new creation. But the beauty of this comic book, I think, in my own opinion, is that it's wonderfully, whimsically underground. Like, you really get this old school underground feel to it. The art on the cover does not trick you. It is the art on the inside. So you kind of get this kind of, right? And you're probably thinking, well, that's not, it's black and white. It looks like Marker did it, blah, blah, blah. But that's kind of the point of this, as it has its underground feel to it. Also, all you 90s kids out there, just like any good underground comic, kind of pokes fun at some pulp culture references. So you'll see some of those in the background, like the Cabin from Cowardly Dog, Teen Titan Tower, and several others. Some I recognize, some I didn't. But that's okay. This comic book wasn't written for me, but I can still enjoy it. The story is not linear whatsoever. It is very broken up, and it's going to be very broken up because of the mystery and the hook that I think Mr. Adkins here did a very good job of drawing you in. Because as you read this story, basically tragedy happens, girl gets caught in a fire, Beeswax saves her, meets her in the hospital, recognizes a symbol, associates that symbol with a group of people, and then taps into the flower. Now, what is the flower? That one, for a minute there, I had to kind of pause for a second. I was like, what are we talking about, the flower? Why is that a thing? Think of Swamp Thing and the green, right? You know how, yeah, he taps into the green, right? Kind of the same concept here. We're tapping into that, and the sacred sacrament thing is beautiful too. So we kind of get this eclectic, I don't want to say alchemy, but listen, again, this thing kind of goes underground where adults kind of see what's going on, and even in the lettering in some cases, right? Because you'll see something that looks like a Masonic symbol, right? A lot of that kind of usage of A's and R's and stuff like that, which I thought was smart. But if somebody younger was reading it, like, they're just getting a fun story about a hero that's helping a girl that was burned. As morbid as that is, right? So then we run into a coal miner. We find out that he's not the bad guy, even though he was accused of being the bad guy. They talk it out. Smart. You should always talk things out through the flower. Now, that's where it gets that kind of needs to be fleshed out a little bit. Like, how does that work? How does the communication work between the guy in the mine, the black damp, and Beeswax? And it seemed like you were going into the past, I seem to think. So that's where I was kind of, an issue 2 would definitely clean that up for me. Issue 3, maybe even kind of understand how this flowered communication thing works. All in all, right? Great comic book. Great. I'm going to go ahead and say great art in it. And the reason why I'm going to say it is because it just gives you an old school underground feel to it that you would get. Like, I've seen this type of, I don't know, stylings of artwork. I'm not sure what it's called, though. But, like, when we went to Seattle one time and I went to a comic book store, there was loads of comic books that were very similar to this. All right, so let's go ahead and do the QR code live with you guys. And if it's supposed to be a secret, I won't share it. And if it's okay to share, well, then we'll share it. Let's see what happens. I love the fact that we got stuff like this nowadays. It really does make everything just a little bit more interesting. All right, so we're looking it up. Oh, that's super. Okay, so it just takes you to his link tree, basically. That's super cool. Okay. Not too shabby. We'll be sure. So I'll be sure to share some of his links down below for you. You know, help a creator out, right? Like, I think this whole thing cost me, that's a remark, a signature. You put 2 remarks on it because he's super nice, right? Ash can, and then a reader copy. I think this whole thing cost me, I don't know, 45 bucks maybe? 45 bucks? That's fine. I'll help a creator out, especially if it helps get that issue 2 out. So guys, show the guy some love. Go check it out. Check out the links down below. And if you've bought it, definitely let me know your comments down below as well. All right, guys, it's a Saturday. That means we got to do something in the evil lair. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.